Walk around the city centre and you might not even notice it. Somebody might even have to point it out to you, but once you do notice, it is impossible to unnotice. Welcome to Kingston upon Hull in East Yorkshire, a place where red telephone boxes have never dared go. The red telephone box, designed by Sir Giles Gilbert Scott, is iconic around the world and instantly recognisable as a British emblem. At one point there were over 92,000 of them across the country, and now there are less than 8,000, with many of them being repurposed as libraries, museums, coffee shops and tiny art galleries. You can even adopt one yourself for £1 if you so wish. Outside of the UK, they can also be found in Malta, Gibraltar and even in Ireland, but they've of course long since been painted green. But this video isn't really about where you can find the red telephone boxes, but instead where you can't. And that's why I'm in Hull. The telephone boxes here are the same shape and make as their colourful cousins, but instead they are cream. And in fact, with that kind of creamy white colour, they do actually look a bit like the ghosts of the red ones. But why are they like that? Well, unlike most of the UK, Hull's telephone lines were never operated by the Post Office or British Telecom, but instead by the quite specialised sounding Hull Telephone Department. Later becoming KCOM, it is said that they are white because that's the furthest colour away from red, although a few people I spoke to gave me different reasons. Perhaps though it is the mystery that makes them intriguing. On closer inspection, you may also notice that the phone boxes don't feature the traditional crown design, and this is in spirit with Hull refusing entry to King Charles I in 1642, which, at least in part, led to the English Civil War. On an unrelated note, the red phone boxes have become international celebrities, featuring in countless movies, music videos, and even on the back cover of David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust album cover. Now this to me is quite funny and actually relatable, because the spiders from Mars actually came from Hull, home to 0 red phone boxes, and to be fair, very few androgynous alien rock stars, although maybe I've seen a few around the place. The white phone boxes, on the other hand, have had their share of near hits, often with last minute title changes. They could have been international stars too. For example, Led Zeppelin almost released a song about their fondness for the city. It was going to be called Whole Lot of Love. Whereas Atomic Kitten went one step further, as fueled by their obsession with the boxes, planned to play every date of their world tour in East Yorkshire in support of their #1 hit single, Hull Again. Speaking of Hull, if you are walking around the city, keep an eye out for the gold phone box. I do actually quite like the gold telephone box, as it feels like it's glammed up for a proper night out. Also, on a side note, one of the boxes also leads to the Ministry of Magic, but I can't reveal which one. Unfortunately, phone boxes are dwindling in number in the wild and are facing extinction in the near future. Because, the younger generations just don't use them. I actually overheard 2 teenagers questioning why anybody would use one. When an older gent actually explained the reasons, they laughed as if he had just told the best dad joke and then walked off, mobiles in hand. And maybe it's not the worst thing if they do get upcycled into something else, like, defibrillator. A phone box could end up saving someone's life. But if you are keen to see the white phone boxes, get yourself up to East Yorkshire and experience first-hand Hull's stubbornness, resilience and pride in doing things his own way, not afraid to be different. We could all take a leaf out of that book. Just make sure that book isn't the Yellow Pages, because they don't do that nonsense here either.